Hey guys, I'm bored at home and I figured that would be the perfect opportunity to make a little video on how I record at home and with what budget gear I do it, which I think is kind of cool because I'm really like using budget stuff, nothing special at all, and I'm starting to get pretty cool results. And by the way, like all of this stuff is absolutely giggable. Like you can play a show with it and get a good result. So, without further ado, and I don't really know how to cut a video like this, so we'll see how that turns out. But let's start. We have a guitar, Fender Strat, 80s Japanese, nothing weird. Floating bridge, 3 single coil mics, all standard, all factory shop. I changed the tuning pegs, but that's it, otherwise standard. And on the floor, we have pedals. Shit, here's really where the fun starts. We come in through a tuner, which is a Korg Pitch Black. I can find all the prices, current prices for these pedals, but it's not an expensive unit. Noise gate, because the single coils make a lot of noise. So this turns that off. Compressor just smoothens it out a little bit, makes it the single coils a little bit more musical and not so much percussive as they normally are. You can turn it on and off, which is pretty cool. I just leave it on always, and I have a slight volume boost on it, makes it just that much better. Bass fuzz, I turn it on and off for when I need more or less distortion. It's not exceptionally good for the job, but it does the job. In time, I'll probably replace this with something more suitable for guitar, perhaps with a built-in noise gate, because it makes a lot of noise. Way Huge Pork Loin. It's just a great preamp that makes it takes a little bit of the extreme high end that you get from a Strat, and you instead replace it with a little bit of low mid fatness, kind of. It just sounds really good. And yeah, this is the signal path we're following now. So then we jump into a delay, which I have set to just smidge in the background of like echo. You get that airy kind of bouncy feeling. Spring reverb, because, and here's the thing, this signal is going out to the amp. This signal, it's a stereo, so this other signal, this goes to the amp. This goes to the last guy in the chain, and this is preamp DI, direct insert, with XLR, which actually sounds good after a tremendous amount of time tweaking. And I've realized that for me, it works the best for my ideals with this set to, it's a Palmer Pocket Amp Mark II, set to US, clean, and 0 gain, mic position center, volume at about 3 o'clock, the tone pots, bass and treble at full, mic position center, yeah. And then, interestingly enough, it sounds a lot like what's coming out of the amp right now. And so I'm blending both signals for this. And what am I doing? Well, I'm gonna record a song with this setup that, incidentally, maybe you want to hear what it sounds like. It sounds like this. I'm not a shredder, as you can tell, but I'll be recording a version of Deftones' My Own Summer, and yeah, let's go. All right. So guitar went cool. I mean, you'll see all of the things in some order when this is cut and pasted. I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll figure it out. So guitar went good. Now it's bass time, and we're using a Bach Checkmate Fender copy jazz bass with their stock pickups. Nothing changed really. I'm using a little bit higher, heavier gauge strings, so this is 110 to 45, I think, because we're tuned down. I forgot to say that. Oh, this is tuned down to drop C sharp, I think, or D, not sharp, whatever it is. I'll write it in the description, I think. So this is going through, and I'm playing with a pick because I know the original song is played with finger playing, but I can't, so I'm using this, and we're running that all through an EBS MicroBass II. Same idea as the polymer DI on the guitar board. It's just being DI'd. There is no, I'm not using any amp or micing any amp. There's no point because the sound's great. And I'm gonna put the phantom power on and tweak some sounds, and then we'll record. Alright guys, last but not least, it's time for vocals, and well, let me turn this off. Alright, last but not least, it's time for vocals, and I've been practicing this because I think it's pretty hard. I mean, Chino has a very different voice and a very different singing technique to most, so I'll see how this goes. At least it'll be cool. And what I'm using for this is one SM58, and a lot of people would say you can't record with a SM58. You can, actually, it sounds great, and it suits my voice very well. And I've used condensers, I've had a bunch. It's not for me. I don't like it. And for the screamy loud part, I have like a trucker radio mic, which I bought from Maplin's, I think, in Scotland for like 20 quid. And it sounds absolutely horrible the right way, and it's running through my pedal board, so there's compression and some distortion and stuff on that, and it does the trick. Alright, cool. So let's do this.
Hey,
that's all for today. Thank you for watching.